Greetings, geometric folks. Here we go. This is chapter 11. We're moving into solid geometry. We've talked a lot about this already in some fashion or another, but this first section's just terminology, pretty basic stuff. So jumping right in, we're talking about three-dimensional figures. Remember, a line is one dimension. When you add another dimension, like the y, you now have two dimensions that covers a surface area. And then when you add another dimension, like depth, now you have three dimensions. This is kind of the concept that we've been talking about. This is what geometry is all about. And you see this picture here. This is called a prism, which you see down below we'll get into. Basically, you have flat or curved surfaces. There are three parts of a solid: the face, which is the whole thing; a vertex, which is a point where edges meet; and edges. You see down below here the types. We've got prisms, which are hard-edged in nature, right? No curves. And with two bases, very important. Two bases, one there, one there. What separates a pyramid from a prism is that it only has one base, right? And it comes to a point. And then when you add circles as the base as opposed to polygons, right? Here we have a triangle. Here we have a quadrilateral. Again, triangle, quadrilateral, in this case rectangle. When you add a circle, well, now you have what's called a cylinder and a cone. Oh my gosh, my dog's working. Take a look at these next pictures. Messing up my production, dog. Jeez Louise. So they just want classification here. As soon as you see this, what do you see? You see a triangle at the base, and it comes to a point. Therefore, you know it has to be what? A triangular pyramid, right? From the last page. You can see here the vertices, the edges, all that stuff. And the base is triangle QST. That's important. Being able to recognize what the base is very important, as you'll see in the next section. Over here at number 2, we have two circular bases. Therefore, it has to be a cylinder. Moving down here to number 3, obviously, this has two bases, no circles, so it has to be a triangular prism. Number 4 has one circle at the base, comes to a point, therefore it has to be a cone. We'll get into more specific examples of these later on, but this is just basic terminology. More solid geometry, a net. Maybe you've done this in a prior class, but this is where you basically take the surfaces of a three-dimensional figure and cut it so it can go flat. And then you fold it back together. As you can see here, you've got what's called the net of the rectangular pyramid, because it's a rectangular pyramid because it's got a rectangular base. And then the triangles all meet at one point. Cross section, any of you that want to go into engineering or construction or carpentry or design, cross sections are really important. Basically, as you see here, the cross section is the intersection of a three-dimensional figure and a plane. So we're taking this plane and being like a magician and sliding it through the center of that triangular prism. And you need to be able to visualize, well, what resulting image would you get? In this case, a triangle. Let's take a look at a couple examples. We have here immediately, what do you see? You see a base. These four sides can all fold up, and then you close the box with another base. Over here, you have a base, 3 triangles fold up to make a single point. Therefore, we know that it has to be a pyramid that's triangular in its base. So that's just an example of 2 nets. Down here at 7 and 8, define each cross section. Again, you have a soda can, right? And you want to take the ace of hearts. Whoops. And slide it through the soda can. Well, what would it look like that where the card and the can intersected? It would look like that, right? And then if we wanted to take our ace of diamonds and slide it through this birthday cap, what would it look like? Correct. Here's your assignment. Easy peasy. Stay safe.